So let's talk about your portfolio a little bit. Like what types of properties do you add to your portfolio are you currently buying? Like what's
So,
there's tons of strategies, right? And then also are you involving JVs or are you strictly scaling on your own?
we own Horizon Capital Real Estate Group. My husband is the leader, and I'm the second leader. And we're currently focused on buying 6 and more units in South Ontario. We're closing on a rental complex of 8 townhouses in Pembroke in June, I believe, beginning of June or the end of May. And yes, there was a shift for us. At some point, we realized that, yes, we need to scale from, say, fourplexes to commercial financing, buildings of that type. And yes, adding the joint venture partners as well, because
Okay.
this is the way for us that will work. This is the way how we see our potentials going the best way, because when we were starting, we would be doing flooring, tiling, demo, like all kinds of stuff, just because we didn't have we didn't know any better and we didn't have any other experience, so we had to go that way. Then later we learned very quickly. Again, I have like, we both are highly educated. He's a PhD in technology, so while we do what is necessary to do, we also, our biggest skill is in the brains, so we had to be responsible with this and use this the right way. And yeah, right now we see our place just combining those deals and seeing again creatively how all the parties can win.
That's
And there was a couple of times when I had to convince my GVs and chase them. So who they were my friends, to
okay.
whom I knew that would be so unethical not to get them on board, because I know they have kids and I love those kids. And I was just like, okay, we got to sit and you have to look at the numbers. But that was probably the exclusion of the rule, because otherwise, thank God, we don't have to necessarily do it that hard. But
So
yes,
so I
sometimes
want to
sometimes
I
I
want
chase my JVs.
to I want to add because like you know, it's hard, right? Because on one hand, you want to help your friends. And it sounds like for you, it's gone really well. But we hear so many stories that when, you help your friends and your family, those are usually and over and over and
No,
over and
yeah,
over,
I would
those are the
agree.
ones that fall through the cracks. So what is it that you are maybe doing to maybe avoid some of the downsides of bringing your friends and family into deals? Because I feel like a lot of those relationships can go sideways very fast.
No, yeah, it's worse than marriage, I think. So you have to be more careful. Um, I would say vet them the same way as you would do any other joint venture partners. Just the fact that they're your friends or family doesn't mean anything, really. Sometimes it's even worse because the expectation sometimes are totally different. Plus, with friends and family, we tend not to explain exactly what are our expectations, and we assume that our friends, they would understand, especially family, that they would understand. So that miscommunication go a very, like, separates the parties very far. So when I said, like, chasing my two, there was only two cases. Chasing my friends, um, I know them for a very long time, and they've been watching our journey for a very long time. So that's first. Second, I know that they're coming with all the criteria that we have for joint venture partners.